look at that. Gotta wall this up. Serious food gathering. Yeah. There you go. That's a villager kill right there. Look at these Gonzos putting in work. I've got a good feeling we can survive this. Yeah, what we've got going on is great. We're getting into the rice fields here. We really want in. What a great idea. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Got more Age of Empires here, and I have to apologize because I unfortunately lost my second placement match for my 1v1 ranked season. A patch came out, kind of a minor patch, but whenever Age of Empires 4 gets patched up, it often means old saved replays are no longer functional. So unfortunately I did lose my second placement match. It was on kind of a hybrid water map, which I think is out of the rotation now. The patch also brought a new rotation of maps to the game. But I unfortunately lost it. I was up against a Chinese opponent. I was playing as the Abbasid, and my Chinese opponent really took advantage of the water, knew how to play the water game, and I just could not get any food going. I was starting to do a farm transition when suddenly he rolled up with a lot of horsemen, idled my economy. I mean, really, if you've got a fishing economy, you can just pump out horsemen because they're such a heavy food unit, and you can really just stall your opponent out with that. On this match, this is my third placement match. We're going up against Slick Moves, who's playing as the Abbasid Dynasty, and he's going the Trade Wing on this map. The map is French Pass. It's a smart move to go with the Trade Wing. I'm playing as the Chinese on this map. I'm hoping to just play kind of a turtley, get up a second town center, Song Dynasty. And we are noticing this villager coming out to build a wall. And when you're playing as the Abbasid and you're going with the Trade Wing, yeah, you should wall up your side of the map. But honestly, a big takeaway that I had from this matchup was on a map like French Pass, just wall up. Wall up as much as you can. And this is unfortunate. My scout is duking it out with his, and I need to bring my other scout over, but he's all the way on the other side of the map. By the time he gets here and we kill this scout, we won't really be able to do anything. But we are getting horsemen out. We're going to use the horsemen to try and stop that villager from putting down more walls. Yeah, hopefully we can catch this villager out. Take him down. Now, the Abbasid are going to wall up here and then take advantage of their 3 free traders that they get thanks to the Trade Wing. And there were some adjustments to trade, and specifically Abbasid trade, that we can talk about here. The Abbasid Dynasty did get a buff in the sense that if you age up with the Trade Wing later on, you actually get more traders. So kind of like the military wing where you get better and better units based on when you age up. The Abbasid will actually receive 3 villagers if you get the Trade Wing in the feudal age, 4 if you get it in the castle age, and 5 if you get it going imperial. So my opponent's actually sitting on 3 traders right now, but that's the minimum. If he had aged up later, he'd be gained more. Me, I'm focused on getting the Barbican of the Sun down. We're going to put it up here. I like the positioning. It'll secure this stone and also all these deer. But yeah, these walls are going to be really annoying if he comes and finishes this off. And I haven't figured out that he's gone Trade Wing just yet, but this big wall off is a big commitment. He's already lost a villager because of it. I need to recognize that he's gone Trade Wing. And now I get a peek at the House of Wisdom, and there's this kind of bazaar that's been added onto the right side of it. That's the Trade Wing. And we're seeing units over here discouraging my own. Now we've got to know that this is the Trade Wing. So now we know we have to put pressure on this top side of the map. But man, there are just trade posts at every corner. No wonder my opponent went Trade Wing. Now that I'm seeing the layout of this map a little more clearly, I'm realizing that, man, I need to either play Abbasid on this map or Ottomans. If I get this map in the future, I'm definitely going to go one of those because trade is just so good on this map. That said, I know I mentioned the patch earlier and how it adjusts the Abbasid and it gives them more and more traders as they age up. Well, they also nerfed trade a little bit. The gold return from trading is just not as good as it once was. So we're definitely going to see a reduction in these trade strategies. But on a map like this and a civ like this, no surprise that he's going for it. And ouch, losing my horsemen to these camel archers and horsemen. And this is a potent combo from my opponent. Camel archers and horsemen are really strong for the Abbasid. They're highly mobile. They can do a lot of damage. And I really cannot engage. I shouldn't be sending in these small horsemen. Yeah, this horseman is just going to get beaten up. He's got reduced damage. Yeah, I need to back out of here. The best move against this is just mass spearmen. Make it so that they have to get more and more camel archers or archers to deal with my units. Hopefully I'm getting a barracks down, although it doesn't look like I've got one yet. Instead, I'm just picking up some Jugnu, which maybe don't trade so well against the horsemen, but they do well versus the camel archers. Not too worried about getting harassed. I've got villagers protected by the Barbican, and down here things aren't looking so bad, but I'd really love to see some walls. A little wall off here, a little wall off here, a little wall here. We could get a wall here, and then this is a big gap, but it'd be worth it to wall it off. We need to start thinking about the onion defense, multiple layers of walls. That's such an important strategy in 1v1, and honestly in team games as well, but most importantly on this map, where it's really easy to shut down an area. Now we're chasing away his units, but you can see he's got more in the production. Looking at economic units, surprisingly, Slick Moves is not quite ahead of me just yet. I have the increased villager production speed, and we are getting a second town center in a moment here, but he does have his traders. So he will probably get more traders in the future, and that'll be his way of scaling up. But we're actually seeing a lot of aggression from him. More and more horsemen. He's definitely got 2 stables going, producing units. We're trying to harass here, but his units are closing in. We need to back out of here. And this is tough. Me putting on this kind of pressure, I don't think it was the right move. I think I should have maybe waited until I had a bigger mass of units, because I'm actually playing very greedy here, getting all of these the second town center and the Song Dynasty, and ouch, should not be having my units engage here. I'm losing so many of these fights, just little fights that I don't have the units for. I'm kind of trying to get him to come forward. I want to bait him over here so that my villagers can take shots from the town center, but I don't know. I shouldn't have thrown away so many small clumps of units. Really, I should have been keeping my units here, securing this second town center, defending my villagers. I kind of still had it in my head that I was losing because my opponent has trade going on. And maybe that shouldn't be the thought process anymore, especially with the nerfs that have been made. And look at that, 8 spearmen in the queue for me. And yeah, we've just pumped them right out. Yeah, we've got a lot of spearmen now. But yeah, see these units, they're just freely moving around. I would love to see a wall here that forces them towards the Barbican of the Sun, but instead they've probably got free reign to run around the backside. Yeah, they're coming over here, but this is all just a distraction. He's going to strike over here where I've got more villagers. Like, now that he's seen that all my forces are over here, yeah, he's going to strike down here. I'm going to lose a lot of villagers. Need to get these Imperial officials away as well. Yeah, he's even trapped 1 or 2 of them. And losing villagers... Oh, losing the Imperial official there. Losing villagers isn't too bad, and I've got lots of defensive structures for them to run to. So yeah, I've lost 5 villagers already, but you can see the economic disparity. It's not too bad, but it's going to get worse if we don't put a stop to this. And I'm glad my units are here, but they could have engaged so much better if these units couldn't have just ran around my entire base. Glad to get my villagers back to work so quickly. But yeah, we can see my opponent's already aging up with the military wing. We, fortunately, are just a little bit of food away from getting up to the next age, so we shouldn't be too far behind. And you can see the spearmen did well. They really pushed the units away, but they didn't really contact with them. We needed a more condensed space. We needed those walls to actually engage with those units. Glad to see the age up. It's not too late. It's a pretty good age up considering my opponent is just making it to the castle age. But yeah, I'd say once we age up, we should prioritize getting the veterancy upgrade for our spearmen and just continually make spearmen. If we make too much horsemen in the hopes of chasing down his camel archers, then we're just going to run into, camel riders, which are an anti-cavalry unit. And look at the walls coming down from my opponent. You can see he's really trying to protect this trade route. We did pick up a villager here, building this wall, and now we're just going to run away. We don't need to engage with these camel riders. They're no fun. They're just going to take out all my cavalry. Yeah, we can see his army rolling around. He's got upgrades, too. You can see he's got +1 attack, +1 ranged armor. Wise of him to be getting those upgrades. And yeah, he's also getting the veterancy upgrade. And just in terms of economic upgrades were actually okay. We've each got lumber preservation. We've each got wheelbarrow. But yeah, he's definitely got those military upgrades. We need to get down a blacksmith. That's what we're thinking, yep. Palace guards, not a terrible idea, but probably would have just preferred getting that upgrade to veterancy. We've got the gold for it. We're getting that increased lumber gathering, the crosscut saw, because we really need to make a transition to farms. Once these deer run out, we need to have some kind of food source. Though we are eyeballing these berries back here. We're sending a small force out. I don't know how I feel about this. Whenever I've sent small forces out on the map, I usually get punished for it. But here's his units. We almost finished this wall off, but they just run in here. And now we're going to try and do something about it. We got a lot of spearmen here, but again, we don't have the veterancy upgrade for them. That's a real issue here. They'd be doing really well if they were just upgraded a little bit. Yeah, unfortunate. Glad the town center's getting the occasional shot. And yeah, walls would have been great. A few outposts would have also been nice here. Not only would walls force the units into certain areas, but then we could make those areas dangerous for my opponent to operate in by putting outposts down. Tell me I have textiles. Okay, good. At least my villagers are a little bit more resilient. But now we're at 11 villager kills for my opponent, 12. I'm just losing way too many villagers here. Ooh, and I'm going to lose the Imperial Official too. That hurts. But amazingly, our economic units are still about even. But yeah, I hate that they can just retreat to some other corner. And yeah, they're going to find these villagers over here. And we just cannot finish this wall up either. We are forcing our way over to the trade. I do like that. But we just cannot be losing villagers during all of this. If all of this was secure and my economy was just burning onward, we'd be fine. But instead, it's my opponent who has this insane amount of food. Whoa, that's a lot of food. He has got to spend that. Palace guards engaging with these units here, but really, we needed that veterancy upgrade ages ago. At least we're finally cleaning up these units. But yeah, we need to wall up more. We're coming forward, but he's already got a decent army. Some horsemen, some camel archers. And if he had been spending his food a little better, yeah, now he's got more horsemen in the queue. Fortunately, we have moved on to this large gold vein. Gold is not really an issue for us. It's going to start flooding in. For him, it actually still is, which is weird since he's got a decent amount of traders going. Yeah, it looks like we bust through, but it's important that I keep villagers up forward here because we want to put down walls of our own, make it difficult for him to re-wall, make it difficult for his units to move in here. Hopefully we can build this outpost, but yeah, good. The battering ram's being a distraction. And these units still haven't done anything. I wish I had sent them in earlier. I've just been too busy focusing on keeping my villagers alive here. And yeah, we need to finish this wall off here. Ooh, camel rider shields coming in. Might be making more camel riders in the near future. Glad we've got this outpost up. It's got the spring Alden placement. If any of his units come over here to try, or his villagers come over here to try and repair these walls, they're going to have a bad time. Finally, we send these units in. What do we find? Looks like a trader running away. I thought we'd go for the traders, but look at this, villagers. Let's try and get some kills here. Okay, yeah, we're getting a few. Let's see if we can get some more. Looks like he's using them to, build this wall here, I see. Well, at least the horsemen got on top of them. Does he have the textiles upgrade? He does not. These villagers are very weak. We can get some good kills, but as this is going on, I'm losing a few villagers over here. Unfortunate. Yeah, would love to keep killing these villagers. Get in there, spearmen. And Jugnu would love for you to engage. Oh, but here come lancers. So we get maybe like 8 villager kills there. He gets a few up here. But it looks like, yeah, we retreated some of them. And now it looks like we're going to lose these units. And we're seeing more of his units. It's all just cavalry. We just need to make spearmen. We're making the farm transition. I like seeing the granary. I'd love just spearmen and nest of bees, maybe. Just the occasional nest of bees would be nice, because it does really well versus camel archers. Don't sleep on the mangonels or nest of bees versus camel archers. But you can see we've got a bit of a military disparity here, and considering that my military upgrades are behind, and yeah, he's getting some veterancy for his units. Oh, good shots from the nest of bees. Would love to see it continue to fire on these ranged units here. Yep, that's good. But it's a little exposed. Oh, no, good shots, good shots. But yeah, imagine if there were walls here. They wouldn't be able to just freely run away. We'd know what to do with them. And yeah, we've walled all this off. So now we can engage with them. We just need to bring units down here. But our military production is really lacking. The food needs to keep coming, and we need to keep making more spearmen. Yeah, because we're engaging here, but it's not going well. Checking incomes, opponent is at maybe like 2K in income, and I'm looking at about a little over 2K. And we do have more villagers, more economic units overall, but we just cannot seem to keep them alive. We're even shutting down the trade, which is good. We've walled this all off. We just need to wall this off. The issue is we're just losing way too many villagers. Look at that, 22 villagers lost. Even though we've killed 15 of his, it's actually been pretty even in terms of trading. And we're going to lose this nest of bees for free because we just don't have any units to defend it. I'm not feeling good at this point. I think I'm going to have to surrender. I just have no military... and with my economy idled, I just can't do anything. It was an exciting game, and honestly, it was a lot closer than I thought. I think if I had just played a little more defensively, I would have done very well. Additionally, I wish I had recognized the unit composition here and just gone for a pure spearman and really focused on getting that veterancy upgrade. It's insane that I still haven't gotten the veterancy upgrade for it. If we had put down more walls, if we had put down more outposts, if we had basically condensed the area of where my opponent could attack, then we could actually engage with our spears really well. And there's only 3 camel archers around. Like, we could have just made all spearmen and done very well for ourselves. They're a cheap unit, they're easy to push out. If we had just maybe 1 Imperial official supervising a barracks, we could have gotten those out really quick. That said, I think we learned a lot for this map, or any really condensed map. Build lots of walls, build defensive structures. If you want a turtle, go for it. And if your opponent wants to go for trade, don't be so scared about it. It got nerfed. It's a 1v1. It might not be as effective as you're worried it would be. Anyway, good match. Catch you for the next one.